Was that?
And the animals are having fun once again. Gonna be a warm day here in central Iowa today. Supposed to get into the lower 60s. Jesse, keep it down. However, the wind is blowing, and about the time I want to paint this stuff, it's gonna be blowing straight from that direction. And the bad thing about that is, here's my little contraption I made in here. Taking this plastic down, I got some heavier plastic like this to put up there. This stuff is just almost, it's really thin. Got things set up in here. This is not the ideal painting situation. Little cramped, but at least I can keep things warm. Just gonna have to be awful careful about walking around in here. And this plastic over here, I need to get tied off that way. When I paint, I'm gonna open the door and I'm gonna hook up a couple of fans in the plastic on this side. Hopefully blow most of that stuff out of here, although with the wind coming from that direction, not sure how well that's gonna work. At the warmest time of the day, the wind's gonna be coming straight in the door. About an hour after that, it's supposed to switch. Instead of coming from that way, should be coming from that way, and that might make things better. We'll just have to see how things go. And of course the heater's turning on, trying to get it nice and warm in here. Won't be painting for several hours, but that will give me time to get everything set up just how I want. I went into town a little while ago. I know, you're hungry, George. Went into town a little while ago and I picked up some new filters for my mask. They're organic vapor filters, which are these little guys right here. Be putting those on. I imagine this could use some new ones. It's been just sitting out for quite a while. Picked up a little more plastic for this end, like I said. Also going to throw some up over the top of the Bronco, just so if there is any overspray that gets out and about, it doesn't coat the Bronco with it. It shouldn't be too bad. I mean, I'm not doing a whole lot, just the inside of the fenders and radiator support. I think George must be hungry. This showed up while I was in town getting stuff. This is the replacement fender for the passenger side, and I am willing to bet this fender has damage. It's in a big box. It's just kind of loose in there. I mean, it's wrapped in cardboard, has a couple of protective things on it, but I'm guessing it may be damaged. Looks like it's seen a little tossing around here. I'm gonna open that up, take a look, but I do think that the passenger fender that I have in here, I think it's okay. It was that end up there that got a little bit tweaked, and I tweaked it back. I think it's good to go. So I'm gonna get busy finishing setting things up down here the way I want it. Take a look at that fender, and I'm gonna get these things painted, and you will see what color the Bronco is going to be. So I just took this fender out of the box. Good shape, except for up here in the front, it's all smashed over. That one's folded over fairly decent. So I'm not gonna mess with that right now. I have the other one in pretty good shape, so I'm running with that one. This one, I think I can fix it and save it for another project. And believe it or not, yes, it's the next day.
Was that?
Little cooler out today, but the wind isn't blowing near as much. Supposed to get a little colder though. They say we could have freezing rain tomorrow and tomorrow night and the next day. Not really supposed to amount to a whole lot, but could be a little bit of winter upon us again. So I did get the inside of the front fenders and the radiator support all painted up yesterday. I'm happy with it. The weather pretty much cooperated, and I kept it rather warm in here till late last night. In fact, the heater's been going down here all of last night and today so far. But before I reveal what color it is, I'm going to mention the license plate wall, and if you have a license plate or anything else that you'd like to send to the Fox shop, the address down in the description. So let's get to it. I know there's been quite a few people wanting to know what color is the Bronco going to be. I've let it be known that it's going to be blue, but not exactly what blue. So let's take a look. I did cover the Bronco up a little bit in here so I wouldn't get too much overspray out of my makeshift paint booth in here. I hung plastic up. Oh heck, I'll just show you what color it is. And here they are. This is Ford Grabber Blue, and I love it. The wife loves it. Had this door open last night, and the sun would shine in. It would hit about half of it, and the other half was in the shade. Looked like two totally different colors. The one in the sun had kind of a light blue look to it, and the one in the shade looked like a real bright dark blue. But this is what it is. This is what it's going to be. I decided to go base coat, clear coat on these instead of just using Rust-Oleum. I think that is probably the better way to go, and also since the weather was cooperating, that's just what I went with. So Grabber Blue, and the contrast with that and black, I have one of these hood hinges over here, and I think it just looks awesome when you put black up against it. If I can do this, I don't want to scratch anything. I think black up against that is going to look pretty sharp. And that's why on the Bronco we're going to black out all the chrome, like around the windshield, antenna, the front grille, that'll all be blacked out. Going to be getting doors with different mirrors on them, I assume, and those will be black as well. Black bumpers, black wheels. It's going to look sharp. I've never painted base and clear inside the shop before. I was a little concerned about getting overspray in here, but it wasn't really warm enough outside to paint them out there. So when I painted, I would open that door, and most of it would, well, some of it would go out. The rest of it wanted to float around in here. Didn't really seem to get on anything. So I think it worked pretty well. I need to get all this plastic taken down. I'm gonna let those sit there probably until tomorrow before I handle them. And then I need to get the Bronco pushed back that way. And we'll work on getting this radiator support out of here. Also, I want to get this painted in here, and I may just do this black in here. You don't see this, but if you would happen to get a peek of it behind the fender or something, I think I'm just going to paint it black. It'd be the easiest thing to do, and not really concerned about rust in there. I'm just going to come in here, I'm going to scuff it up and throw some black paint on it. The radiator bushings that came yesterday, this is what they are. They're Prothane, and it comes as a whole body mount kit. You get all the body mounts, and all I really need are these on each side. You got an upper and lower bushing, and then you use all the old hardware, such as in this picture, to put it all together. And as far as I can tell, all the old hardware is still in good shape, so I'll just be reusing that. But I needed those bushings because the bushings on this thing are shot. All the body mounts on the Bronco, they look good, so I don't think I'll be replacing those, but the radiator support bushings definitely need replaced. So once I get the radiator support out, I'll be throwing these in, and I believe this, I think it was $54 or something like this, and I'll put a link to these down in the description. Also, before I start putting things back together, I'm gonna get this all cleaned up. Actually, I may just leave this off till we're done painting. Need to get some new headlights for it. Was gonna get a new grill. However, if I'm gonna be blacking all that out, can probably make this one work. Or may just go with a completely different grill. Haven't really given that a whole lot of thought, to be honest. Heater's kicking on. So like I said, I think I'm gonna leave these alone for the rest of the day. I'm just gonna leave them sit in here. Let the paint toughen up just a little bit before I start handling them. And then probably tomorrow, since it's supposed to be a rotten day outside tomorrow, probably spend it down here and start getting that radiator support off and painting that and so forth like I talked about earlier. Let's go outside here and I will open up the overhead door and you might get a little better look at the radiator support. Turn these lights on out here. And there she is. That's the color we've got. And I know not everyone is going to approve. I think this might be one of those colors, kind of like my green truck. You either love it or you hate it. But that's the color it's gonna be. That's the color we're going with. That's the color my wife wants. So that's the color she's gonna get. And then like I said, I think it was in my last video, or maybe it was earlier in this video, I don't know. Need to get these taken off. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull these off and get some black paint put on these. Same with these. Not really necessary, but it would look a little bit better, and a fresh coat of paint on things never hurts. And while I'm at it, probably take this off and get it painted up as well. So I think that's gonna do it. Give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.